Hello and welcome to this video on Fusion 360. We're going to be going through a variety of different skills and features on Fusion. We're going to be trying to make this pencil holder here. So in order to start on this, you're going to have to load Fusion 360, and in the new tab at the top, the first thing that you're going to want to do is hit the save button, which is up here as I'm hovering over it. You do need to save regularly in Fusion. It doesn't always save automatically, so you need to make sure that you get that done. I'm going to label this pencil holder 2. Check the location. There is a file called your first projects, but there are different places you can put them. I'm going to keep them in here and press save. At this point here, I'm going to want to start on a new sketch to start sketching out that product we saw earlier. So you're going to want to click on the Create Sketch button here, and we're going to want to select this yellow square here. Now you may have blue squares or yellow squares, it doesn't matter, don't worry. We want this bottom one here. This represents the floor. If we use the orbit cube up in the corner here, I can press top and you can see that it faces down. We want to be drawing on the floor, so I want to make sure I get that one there. With this selected, I can now start drawing. So let's go over to that other project and have a look what it was that I first started drawing. And if we click top here and I click these little arrows, it will spin it around, and you can see I've got this top shape here. Now in order to do this, I'm going to need to draw myself a square, a big circle in the middle, and these two circles on the side, and then this curved edge. So let's go ahead and start that now. First thing I'm going to start with is a rectangle. The rectangle I'm going to use is not going to be the 2-point rectangle. I'm going to click the Create button here. I'm going to go down to Rectangle and across and over onto this one, Center Rectangle. This allows me to start from this center point here. It's always a good idea to snap something to this center point, and then I can drag outwards. Now at this point here, I want to make this rectangle 100mm by 100mm. Now you'll notice that I can type in 100mm, and then I have the other box. If I try to drag over to it, it moves around and won't let me click in it. What I actually need to do is press the Tab key. That's over on the left of your keyboard, about 2 or 3 down from the Escape key. And you'll watch as this blue box over here will jump across onto the bottom box. And there it goes. And if I press it again, it will jump back and backwards and forwards. So I'm going to type in 100 here as well. And this makes my square 100mm by 100mm. The next thing that we had was a nice big circle in the middle. So again, I'm going to go over to the circle tool this time and just click here and click in the middle and drag upwards. Now, because it's a circle, I could actually drag in any direction, it doesn't matter. And I'm going to go for 90. There we go. The next thing that we had was we had some circles here and here. Now we want these circles to be in an exact location, and the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to again click on the circle tool. You can also see as I hover over this that there it does say center diameter circle underneath, and then there's a little set of brackets that say C. If I actually move my mouse away and I press the C button on the keyboard, it will actually jump to that circle tool. If I press the L key, it will jump to the line tool. And if I don't want one of these selected, I can press the Escape button and it will come out of that. So again, I'm going to press the C key to get the circle tool. Then what I want to do is I want to snap this center of this circle onto this line here. Now it's not going to matter where I put it because I'm going to move it, but when I move it, it will slide along this because it's snapped to it. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to type in 12. No. 6. We want 6mm. I'm going to press the return key. Now, this at the moment is a random distance from here to here, and I want it to be a specific distance away from this line and away from this line. By sliding along this, I'll guarantee it's the same distance from both, and I'm going to use this tool here called Sketch Dimension, and you can see there again at the end of Sketch Dimension it has brackets and it has a D, which means if I press the D key it will automatically grab that for me. Now what I want is I want this circle, and I can select anywhere around the outside edge and it will actually select the middle, and I want to select this line here or this one, it really doesn't matter which one you choose, and I want to say that I want the center of this circle to be exactly 12 millimeters away from here. So if I click there like that, you can see at the moment it says it's 10.68. So if I click, it gives me that box again, and now I can say no, I want that to be 12 please. When I press the return key, it will slide down the line. I've told Fusion that this circle must have this center point on the line, and I've told Fusion and that center point must be 12 millimeters away from here. Now if I want, I could check and I could use this tool. It's the measure tool, and you'll notice that the measure tool, the letter that you have to press is I, which is a little bit confusing, but I like to think of it as investigate, and that helps me to remember why it's an I. If I press the I key, it will go into measuring, and I can actually press on this circle and I can press this line, and fingers crossed this is going to tell me it's 12 centimeters away. It's saying 9 because it's 9 to the edge. If I do that again and I go from the center point to the line, you can see it's 12, which is great. I can press close and I know that's in the right place. So I'm going to do that again very quickly, and I'm going to do that over here. So I'm going to grab my circle tool, snap it onto this line. Even if I snap it on all the way down here, way in the wrong place, type in 12, hit enter, and again I'm going to say, hey, I want this on here and here, and I want this distance here to be 12, and that'll go in the right place. Oh, I've made a mistake. I've made this circle 12. That's almost what I did earlier as well. Now one thing that Fusion will do for you is it will allow you to change some of these sizes. You need to be a little bit careful when you change some of these sizes, because sometimes they can change other things as well, but this one should be fine. I can double click on that, I can type in 6 and it will drop that down to 6 millimeters for me. So that one's in the right place as well. I've got my two small circles on the outside and my big circle here, and now I want to put a big curve all the way around this edge here, and for this I'm going to use the fillet tool. The fillet tool doesn't have a shortcut. If you notice where it says fillet, there isn't a letter after that, so you have to click on this one. Now I want to make a curved line between this line and this line, and the way I can do that is two ways. I can either click this line and then this line, or I can hover over the corner point, and it should sometimes come up with a red semicircle. It's not doing it at the moment because I've got this construction line in the way, but that's okay. So I'm going to click this one, and there you go. You can now see the red line when I click, and this one. It's now letting me set how much of a curve I want on this. Now I've actually got two choices here. I can type in how big I want it, or I can slide it by clicking and dragging this. Now I want it to be 50. I want it to go from exactly halfway to halfway. I want it to follow this curve around. So I can either drag it to 50 or I can type 50. Either way, up to me. I'm going to drag and press the return key. We now have our first and top layer for our pencil pot holder, and there's just one extra thing I want to do before I end this video, and that's I want to actually delete this construction line and this construction line. And the reason is because we're going to want to use this sketch with the laser cutter, and the laser cutter will see these construction lines, and that means it's going to cut my piece of work into quarters, and I don't want that. So I'm just going to click on that line and press the delete button, and I'm going to click on that button and press the delete button, and then I'm going to click save. Now what I'd like you to do at this point is I'd like you to move this nicely to the middle of the page, and I want you to take a screenshot from this very top corner all the way down to the bottom corner, and don't forget to have pressed that save button as well. And then join me back for the next video where I'll go through the next step. Thank you very much for watching.